Anyways. Hey guys, it's Tori. If you never met me, my name's Tori. I'm a sophomore in college and I basically do college videos and lifestyle vlogs, anything like that. Anyways, I am still back home from college for winter break, but I know that a lot of people are going back a week before my college goes back. So that's why I want to get this video out right now. If you got an iPad for Christmas and you aren't really sure how you're going to take notes, or if you've had an iPad and you never really figured out how you like to take notes, then keep watching. So I've basically had this since about April of last year. So I honestly haven't even had it for a full year yet, but I had it for half of my spring semester, my summer semester, and my fall semester. So it's taken a while to get used to it and learn how I like to take my notes. And to be honest, there's still different ways that I take them for each class, but I'm just gonna share a couple with you. Okay, so first things first, I use the Paperlike screen protector. This video is not sponsored, but if you want to buy one, go click the link in my description. It's also in my Instagram bio, and use my code TORI. It'll basically let me know that you guys bought it from me. And this is such a good screen protector. Okay, it's not like a screen protector because it's not like the glass ones that you have in your phone, but it makes the iPad feel like you are writing on paper. So whenever I first got my iPad and I was writing notes, it's kind of really difficult to write notes on the glass screen protector. It feels like you're writing on glass. So it's kind of hard to control your pencil and things like that. I just wasn't writing as neat. And then I heard about this one and I got it and I absolutely love it. Off the bat, it comes with 2 screen protectors. So this one, like I said, I've used probably since about summer of last semester, and it's honestly still good, but it definitely has a lot of scratches. Like how long I've used it, you guys can see how like dirty it is. So I thought, you know, might as well, it's also starting to like come off at the bottom because it's been through it. Might as well replace it, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna do that real quick because I have to watch the video on how to do it because I forget, and then we'll come back. A little satisfying moment. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. Ta-da! I use almost 3 different apps for note taking. For this one specifically, I'm going to show all of them on Goodnotes and Notability, but I can do a video comparing the 3 later on. So my first way of taking notes, I guess, my notes are kind of unorganized right now because I deleted some of them for break and stuff. So the first one is going to be on Goodnotes. What I like to do first is create a folder. So for this one, let's say it's biology. Okay, so the first way is basically putting the PowerPoint directly on Goodnotes. I find that this method helps a lot if your class is very fast-paced, the professor doesn't really give you a lot of time in between PowerPoint slides to take notes or to write down what they're saying, or what they're saying doesn't always match PowerPoints. I like to have the PowerPoint open and then take notes, which I'm going to show you how to do now. Usually I'll do a quick note, but we don't need to mess with that right now. So I'm gonna hope that I still have assignments open so I can show you guys. This is for Canva specifically. I'll just go on like my biology class. So I get my PowerPoint from whichever lecture. I'll go to this little button, and then there's actually a way you can move it right to Goodnotes. So I'm gonna put import as new document, and then my PowerPoint's right there on Goodnotes. This is just a random one that I have from middle of semester. So some basic tips and tricks. First thing I like to do is change the pen to ball pen. Its default is fountain. Okay, because fountain, for some reason, it just doesn't look as pretty to me. Like, I don't know if it's just me. It's just the font, I don't like it. So with ball pen, things are a little bit more consistent. And it's just all uniform. which it still looks kind of ugly, but that's just my handwriting. If you guys know what I mean. Fountain is just like different size. Okay. And then on this one, I basically just through lecture, anything he says, I'll make little notes about it. Oops. I'll make little notes about it. And right now I have it on the horizontal scroll, but you can also change it to verticals, like scrolling direction, and go vertical, and then it's all just seamless. Let's just say I want like right here, I'll make a note. This is for my lectures that go really fast and I don't really have time to write out whole sentences. I just make notes of what the professor says that aren't on the PowerPoint, like whatever little notes here and there. You can like highlight something in specific that he says, and yeah, different color highlighters, everything like that. And that's one of the ways that I do it. The second one is basically just the obvious, opening up a piece of paper on Notability or GoodNotes and then just taking your notes exactly as you would on a piece of paper. This one hasn't really been that beneficial to me because most of my classes are fast-paced, so I don't have time to write down everything, and I'm terrible at listening and writing at the same time. Like if I'm writing stuff down as professor's talking, like every single word, I'm writing it down, but I'm not really listening to what he's saying, if that makes any sense. It doesn't help a lot. It's not my favorite, but if you are so used to using paper and writing it down, then this is kind of the one for you. The second way that I like to take notes is basically just notebook. Let's say we're doing chapter 3. And then I get to choose basically whichever cover that I like. Let's do that one because I think it's pretty. And then GoodNotes also has all of these different styles of paper. So I usually like doing the dotted or squared, but for notebook purposes, let's just do basic notebook paper. So with this second one, it's basically just learning how to write notes. So normally I like to make a really cute header, and it usually takes a lot of time. So I'm definitely not doing this during class. I'm definitely doing it before, but let's just say this one, you literally just get creative with it. And if you want to make it even more cute, you go with like a little highlighter. And I love this one because I don't know, I just think it looks really pretty and it makes everything look really pretty. And then if I want to do a lighter color like that, so there's that one. And then if I'm doing this during class, I really don't have to have time to do anything. So again, you just write what the professor wants, and then you could always redo things, but I'll highlight different ones and then even make the font smaller, whatever, like, you know, and then write as I go. And there's really nothing much to this one. I don't use this method a lot because it doesn't help me stay really like that organized in class, but if this is how you do it on paper, then it's the exact same thing on the iPad. This method was also used for a lot of like my math-based classes. I used this kind of method for like calculus and organic chemistry, but I really liked it for OChem because it was so easy to like, okay, not gonna lie, the shapes, it's not the best at perfecting, but what's really cool is that, let's say I have to write, like, draw a shape, right? So obviously that's not the best, but I have to draw this repeatedly. I can just copy and then paste, and there it is. So that was a really cool thing that I liked, and it helped speed up the process. Like you said, I could do this in a math equation too. During lecture, whenever I was writing, or if I had to do like, mechanisms, just redraw the arrow, copy paste. That worked really well for those types of courses, math, science-based courses. The third one is probably the most beneficial one, and this is not exactly writing notes on my iPad, but you do use the iPad while doing this. So this is on OneNote. I open up OneNote on my laptop, and then I also have it open on my iPad, and it's basically like two screens. Anything you do on the iPad, it'll show up on the laptop. Anything you do on the laptop, it'll show up on the iPad. And this is really good if your professor is fast-paced and you need to like draw diagrams or make small notes here and there, or you need to connect like the PowerPoint to what you're typing. And this is the best one for probably like lecture-based classes, not so much like math courses. But this is what has been the most beneficial for me for the basic traditional lecture-based classes. Okay, so for my OneNote notes, I basically just go to my OneNote on here. And again, I'm just gonna use really old notes that I have from other semesters. I'm gonna open up OneNote on my iPad. Oh my gosh, open. And the really cool thing about this one is you make your little books on like the chapter you want. And this is mainly if you like to type your notes in class. And I'm gonna make a new section. Let's just call it YouTube. And then untitled page, notes. So the cool thing is that it's gonna automatically like open on your iPad. So it's like simultaneous screens. So let's just say how I take my notes, and again it's gonna automatically type on there. So let's say randomly in the middle of taking my notes I want to draw, so I get to go to here and draw. So my professor tells me to draw a DNA sequence. Obviously it'll be a lot prettier in class, and it's gonna automatically show up on my laptop, which is also really cool because everything I'm drawing on here shows up on here, and it's just really beneficial. I noticed that this is like one of the best ways to learn how to take my notes. So I usually like to have the PowerPoint open on here. So again, random PowerPoint. And then I will tile this one to the left and Notability to the, OneNote to the right. And let's make this bigger. So while they are like presenting, I can look at the PowerPoint and then type whatever I need to write. So let's say I wanted this picture on here. I just Command-Shift-4, screenshot it, and then it shows up on this corner, paste, and it's there. And then if I'm feeling extra, or if I know I'm gonna have to draw a lot, and my professor is like talking about this picture, I can go on here and make little notes as I would on GoodNotes or whatever. And then I can also type right below it like, oh, catabolic process, whatever, right? And then if I'm typing something and I need to make sure that I know what I'm talking about, make a little arrow. And that's just like the main way that I have honestly learned works best for taking notes for this specific type of class. Okay, so I hope this video helped. I know that my methods weren't the most descriptive. I hope it kind of just gave you a basis of where you want to take your notes, how you want to take your notes for each different class. Would want a video of me comparing GoodNotes versus Notability, I'd be happy to do that because I used Notability for a whole 2 summer sessions and then GoodNotes for a whole semester. So I kind of figured out which one I like more and how to use each one of them. Yeah, if you're not subscribed and you like this video, then subscribe. I'm gonna upload more in 2022. I promise. I already told myself that I'm gonna be more consistent. Okay, so thank you guys again. Love ya. Mwah.